How's it going, coaches? Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and today I'm very excited to show you in this video the best way to run challenges inside of MyCoach Ai, because we have some really cool tools and things that you can utilize when running your challenge to make sure that you do it as efficiently as possible. It's really easy to run, while of course also just providing an awesome experience for the people participating in it. And you have some awesome tools at your disposal. You just need to know what features to use and in what way. So that's what we're going to go over in this video. Now, I want to start at participants because, of course, we need to get people signed up for it. And what you cannot do as of now inside of MyCoach Ai is something like an external checkout page through which they make an account in the system and participate in the challenge. As of now, at the time of recording this video, that's not a possibility, but we do make it very easy as well. What we recommend doing and have seen coaches use before is using something external like a type form or something like that where people can opt in for the actual challenge, clicking a link on the Instagram or sending a DM, whatever it may be in kind of your process with leads, but allows them to opt in for the challenge, providing their phone number, email, name, and really just those basics. Perhaps anything else if you really need it. But for the system, you only need phone number, email, and name. We absolutely, of course, recommend when you get these challenge participants in. And the reason we do that is because let's say we set a start date for our challenge. A couple weeks before we start marketing it and people start signing up through the type form. At that moment, you are not going to touch the system yet. But what you're going to do is wait until you start the challenge, for example, a day before, and then take that type form. And then you can very easily, extract a list of phone numbers and emails that you need to invite. And you can then sit down once to just do that quickly and efficiently right here in the system. Again, right before your challenge starts. Once again, you just need the phone number and email. Now, what you do want to add as well is an onboarding form. And probably you are going to want to make one specifically for your challenge. If I go to my libraries section here and go to the form section, we of course can do our general onboarding and these type of things for one-on-one clients, but potentially and likely for your challenge, you want to do a slightly different type of onboarding. So go ahead at step 2 to create a new form and call it, your challenge onboarding, something in that direction. And you can now add quick questions and things of information that you need to collect to it about their behavior, about their health and fitness journey, whatever you need to have them participate in the challenge. Now, of course, I'm kind of assuming here the challenge is free, but you can also do a paid challenge, right? In that case, you can use the payment actions here. You can request videos, images, have client setup settings, and add a bunch of other media as well. So it's really easy to kind of build a cool flow for people to get into your challenge, collecting anything you need, having them complete anything that you need completed before they even fully enter the system. And this is, of course, something that you're going to keep adding every time you invite one of the participants. You here select under the onboarding form your challenge onboarding. That's it. The last thing we need to do when we send out these invites, and it's really crucial for the rest of the process, is add a client tag. You can label them. And you can, for example, just say, challenge, or, maybe it's a 30-day challenge. You give it something a little bit more specific, especially if you run multiple challenges. But let's just say, challenge 30 is a tag that we could use. You add it when you invite the client. Don't worry, if you do forget, you can add this later to the client on their profile too. But this is great to make sure that we can later on easily dissect our clients who are not in the challenge versus the ones that are. It's going to make it a lot easier. Okay, so when you send out all of these invites, your clients are now, your participants are now ready to get on the challenge. And of course, what we now need is the challenge itself, which is something you're going to build in a program, right? So you need to first decide the length of your challenge so you know how to build the program. But you're going to see in a second how this program then applies and gets assigned across the board to all of the participants. But we can call our program, the challenge, 30-day challenge, whatever it may be, and we can start building it out in a calendar view, right? Now, what's really important is maybe as one of the first things before you even start building the details of the challenge, look at your 30-day mark or wherever your challenge ends and add a form here. This is the crucial part that turns this into a challenge, because what you can do is add a form that automatically gets scheduled for all of these clients on this challenge once day 30 rolls around. And the form that you can add to here can be an upsell form. right? An upsell form, for example, to get into your one-on-one coaching or get them onto a different offering, a low tier offering, whatever it may be. But what you do here is add a form that automates on day 30 that contains a payment request and so locks them out unless they make it, right? So the 30-day challenge is going to kind of end there. And at that point, I assume you're going to have these people potentially upsold into one of your other offerings. And so you do that with a form that prompts automatically. And there's two scenarios here. Once your client participants of the challenge, get to day number 30, they have two options. They can hit that payment wall and not access their app anymore, right? The challenge is over. Or they can make payment and regain access to their app. And then, of course, from there, you can convert them to whatever other offering that they are joining. But that's the crucial part that turns this into kind of a set 30-day schedule that ends on the 30th. And then there's two ways. No longer, challenge participant done, no client, or converted into an actual client of yours, right? So that's the important part that I would recommend setting up first. And then just go ahead and build the rest of your challenge. Add your workouts, add your, habit tracking, right? With the progress metrics, the water intake, the steps, whatever is going to be part of your challenge. Make sure you use some smart actions like the auto messages to keep people engaged, constantly have communication with them throughout this challenge. You can, of course, drip out content. You can drip out plain text. You can drip out files. You can do a lot throughout these challenges. And of course, if you want to know more about the program functionality, that's another video that we have shot. But you're going to build your challenge in here, make it super engaging, and just make sure you have that payment wall that hits after the challenge is done. Now, we have the challenge built. The next step is to have our participants and bring them onto the challenge. And you're going to use a specific feature here. And I'm just going to use here a different program to give an example. This is bodybuilding meal week 5 to 9. Let's pretend that this is our challenge here. What you're going to want to do is once the challenge starts, so the day off, you're going to go on the three dots here, or the day before, probably you're going to do this. Go to the three dots and say bulk add to clients. And this is a trick because now we can simply select our challenge start date. Let's say it's next Monday, the 24th, continue, and now bulk add this to clients by tag. So we go find our tag that is according to the challenge that we have set up. And now we can add the clients immediately and have all of these people start at the same time on this challenge. Now, the cool thing is, this is actually in this moment, once you add two clients here, completely connected to their schedules. So what you're not going to do is touch their individual schedules. You have all of these people synced up to your challenge program. And now if you do make any changes to your actual challenge program, all of that will just sync up with the clients that are participating in the challenge. So you can change it and adjust it as you go, and it will automatically update for those clients specifically. Really, really useful. And this is really what forms the core of bulk assigning it and then having it sync up. That really creates that challenge ID that everyone is running through it simultaneously and synced up in what they're doing, right? That is pretty much how you run the challenge in the fulfillment part of it. Now, there's a couple other things around it, right? Which is something where the tags, again, come in handy. You may want to make a group chat for your clients participating in the challenge. Also, right? You can create here a challenge group chat, create it. Oops, just got to add something there. And then after, we can manage group, add users, and here to add our challenge participants. And now you can communicate with them across the board. Now, what you can also do is send bulk messages only to client participants, right? Bulk message here, select again by tag, challenge, send a message to all participants at the same time. Even going live. Maybe you host somewhat of a webinar or a group call within your challenge. Go live, select the challenge tag, have everyone join that live. And that is going to be very much easier for you to manage the challenge if you have these people separated by tags. Even if you just need to look at the active client list of people that are doing the challenge, you can filter by tagged, right? And then look for your challenge and only look at those clients. So that's just a couple examples, but it comes up across the board for managing clients within a challenge. And that is pretty much how you do it. So once again, you collect them through a form and make sure you have all the information collected so you can then invite them before your challenge starts. When doing that invite, you tag them with your challenge tag and add the onboarding form that's according to your actual challenge. You then build the challenge in the actual programs section as a set schedule that hits a payment wall when the challenge is over, make it super engaging, and then of course bulk add that to that group of clients, have it synced up, and run your challenge with ease. It's super easy. Many coaches have done it before. It is a great way to scale and grow if you run it in the right way. And technically speaking, this is the best way to do it inside of the MyCoach AI system. Super convenient. I hope this was helpful. Go run your challenge. If you want to know more about MyCoach AI and in general some of these capabilities and what else you can run on here, free trials, one-on-one coaching, it's really broad. Go visit our website. We have a link in the description here under this video, and you can find out a lot more there and even sign up for a free trial so you can just start clicking around, build your first challenge. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.